Welcome to Marketecture, where you can get smart fast with in-depth interviews of leading technology vendors. I'm Ari Paparo. I'm joined today by Mike Sieman of Digital Remedy. Mike, how are you?
Great, Ari. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. I think probably 99% of the people listening to this know you personally, so it'll be interesting to hear what you're up to.
Hope so.
So what is Digital Remedy?
So what is Digital Remedy? So we've taken a lot of incarnations since our early days, 23 years ago when we started the company. Today, ultimately, we, as always, are a media execution platform, but ultimately focusing on the performance space, whether that be brand performance, whether that be action-based performance. But ultimately, we are today a media execution shop leveraging an attribution platform, deep analytics, and customer service to ultimately fulfill marketers' needs in achieving performance, both from a brand perspective and an action-driven perspective across all digital channels, including now linear television.
Right. So you said 23 years. So is Digital Remedy, the heritage was in CPX and other ad networks that you were running back in the day, and this is now more of a focused buy-side product?
Yeah, so originally we started as CPX Interactive as an ad network, quickly jumping into the Right Media days, AppNexus, et cetera, in the exchange space, which then became DSPs and SSPs. We opened our own SSP. We stayed on the buy side. We've since divested with successful sales side processes, our SSP, our direct response division, a couple other pieces. We've acquired pieces, and today we find ourselves smack in the middle of the streaming world and the movement across the execution of streaming media.
Yeah, I want to talk about streaming. I want to talk about the core services. So why don't we start with the customers? Who are your typical customers?
So our typical customers range from your obvious agencies, both holding companies and independent agencies, as well as direct marketers who are looking to execute in-house and need ancillary services or full service to execute that media in-house.
Okay, so if your ancillary services is the situation that the customer has a DSP seat with the Trade Desk or Google and you're hands-on keyboards for them?
They may. That could be the situation. It could be that they just have some pieces. Maybe they do their own social or search buying and want CTV and other things to be streamlined within that. Or maybe they want us to take everything, and that could be everything: search, social, display, audio, CTV, OTT, digital out of home, you name it, and now including linear. We're doing that as well.
So is it tell me about the performance aspect. So you mentioned the first thing you said was that there's a performance base. Is it are you guaranteeing results, or are you or is that a part of the sales process, or is it really about whatever the customers want?
It's more about whatever the customers want. It's less about guarantees. We used to have a guaranteed performance division. We don't do that today in terms of charging on a CPA or an action in that basis. Everything's done on a CPM today. The way we run the performance gamut, we have both brand performance and action-based performance. So obviously action-based performance is typical. We're measuring foot traffic. We're measuring app downloads, visits to a website, clicks, conversions, all of those things you can think of, even a sign up at a bank. You name it, we're measuring it. We're using lots of multitude of pixels and data inflows and outflows to measure that and maximize it to the highest ROI possible for the client. But then as well on the performance brand, I've always come from the school of everyone's driving performance. Maybe from traditional TV, there haven't been akin or radio and traditional media sources to drive performance. But at the end of the day, even if they say they're driving brand awareness, well, your performance is awareness of your product, right? And if you can measure that, you want to spend more money on hitting customers who are going to learn about your product and less money on customers who aren't going to watch the commercial or be interested in the product. So from a brand perspective, we're looking to hit the right audience at the right time when they're in the mood for buying or understanding about products. And we're still trying to optimize towards those outcomes, even if it isn't a hard outcome.
So how do you do it? What are the building blocks for offering this service that gets better performance?
I mean, that's the secret. No, it's not the secret sauce. I mean, ultimately, it's custom solutions really we're diving deep into the customer, right? Because every customer has a different outcome they're looking for. If you look, a QSR. QSR might be looking for people to come in the store and buy a sandwich. They might be looking for someone to go on an app and order a pizza, right? So there's different methodologies to how we would do that, but in essence, it might be a custom solution because maybe they want something that handles both, whereas an insurance company might be looking at something totally different, and there isn't a cookie cutter solution. So we pride ourselves on creating and developing those custom solutions throughout our attribution and execution platforms to maximize our clients' return and make sure they're getting exactly what they need.